Hi, Gemini. This is Jackie Tomlin, and this is going to be your reading for your year of 2020. Thank you for stopping by. Choosing to do these videos live because it has me avoid the upload time, and I want to get all 12 of these done. They're a little bit lengthy, or more so than what you would ever see from me for the end of the year. Now, as always, if you guys are enjoying these, please take the time to like, share, and subscribe. And if you're seeking a psychic reading, contact me at JackieTomlin.com. This is my Christmas present from me to you. Thank you for all your support. What we're going to do is we're going to look at the year 2020 of what you need to know, breaking it down by the houses and categories. The whole who, what, when, where, why. And I say the focus is on what you need to know because sometimes if you ever join me for a psychic reading, you'll find on my website, I say if we have time to end your reading with what you need to know because sometimes it's completely different in the questions that you're asking. So that's going to be today's focus. Also invite you, and I haven't personally done it myself, but I realized this last night. On my playlist, you'll find your reading from for the year 2019. So go back and see what resonated there. It's either under December of 18 or for 2019 readings. But yeah, your yearlies are up there too. So kind of keeping this as a timeless video for 2020. We're going over the houses so you will have a point of reference throughout the year. So thank you for joining me today. All right, Gemini, we're starting with your first house, and the first house is you. It's the self. What's going on with you? First of all, it does show that you're pushing forward, but you're lacking of finding the balance of pushing forward and finding the adequate rest that you need. And therefore, it creates a lot of scattered energy around you. And that's not just for right now, Gemini. That's throughout your year 2020. It's finding the balance that you need appears to be a struggle. So let's take a look at that first house itself. We're going to pull you 3 cards per house. See where we come out at. Just finished doing Taurus, and the only one that's Taurus. Taurus had an absolutely amazing reading for 2020. Okay, Gemini, we have the High Priestess, that 9 of Swords, and we have the Empress. Okay, so the High Priestess shows, you want balance. The balance is delayed. There's that struggle. That's that internal struggle. This is total happiness. This is beating yourself up and needing that rest. Okay, so this is running throughout the year, Gemini, that struggle for balance. Okay, so this is on that journey inward, what you need to work on for 2020. This is a constant. Now, so we'll see how it folds out throughout the year, but we're starting with January for your 2020, and that's where we're at. Okay, the struggle for balance. Moving on to your second house, Gemini, we're in the house of money. Money, finances, financial security, things of that nature. What I'm seeing in your house of money, first of all, there are positive changes at home. For some of you, there's some renovations going on, okay? But making some positive changes at home. What can you say? God is with you in your money house, because I do see that there are many financial blessings, and they run throughout your year of 2020, indicating to me I really don't see a financial struggle for Gemini throughout the year. So taking a look at your second house for Gemini for 2020. What more do I need to say? There's 10 of Pentacles. There is the Lovers. There is Justice. Okay? 10 of Pentacles. Gemini, this is the highest financial card in the deck. Like I said, financial security throughout the year is there. This coming in almost as a warning, since it is coming in your money sector of the Lovers and Justice. Okay? Don't disclose everything about your financial status, and I'm going to say this to the loved ones, not just your love partner, but your family and friends. Okay? And I say this because you could be taken advantage of. So you have financial stability, but just kind of sit on that and keep it to yourself. But that financial stability running throughout the year of 2020 for Gemini. Looking really positive in that area. Moving on, Gemini, we're coming up into your third house. We're looking at transportation and communication. Okay, and what I see here, in regards to transportation, that you may be leaving a regular situation. Some of you is trade-ins, for some of you is new cards. Hi, Miss Blue Eyes. I saw your comment pop up, but I have to wait for it to come back up there. But at the same time, it shows that there may be trades, there may be new purchases, things like that. And for some of you, I'm seeing a lot of travel in that area of transportation. A lot of travel coming up for 2020. Communication. Oh, guys, it's an area you have to work on, and you absolutely hate working on it. That's what I see. So let's break this down. We're looking at transportation communication for Gemini for year 2020. Okay, Gemini, you have the Page of Wands. You have the Ten of Cups. Another money card, you have the Seven of Pentacles. Page of Wands, like I said, there's going to be messages. And my message to you is going to be in travel. There's going to be a lot of travel. There is a happy home front. In communications, it still remains a struggle. And we have that Seven of Pentacles. Now, I'm going back to the area of communication, tying back into that money situation. Be careful who you disclose where you're at financially, for the fact that you could be easily taken advantage of this year. And like I said, where you're looking at throughout your year of 2020, there is that warning to be careful to who all you disclose this to. Okay? Moving forward on Gemini, coming up into your fourth house, this is the home life, how things are going on at home, where you reside, where you live. Okay, there's an end of an emotional cycle there. And for a lot of you, going into 2020, I think this cycle has already happened. It's already ended. It's kind of, how do you say, brushing the ick off from that? So there is decisions to be made. And there's some things there, it's just draining your energy. You don't want to make these decisions on the home life. So let's see what we have there for Gemini in the home life in the fourth house. Gemini, Six of Pentacles, the Devil, the Magician. Okay, so the Magician's coming to play in the home life. Six of Pentacles, working and gaining. There's some work, there's some projects, there's some things to be done at home. The Devil card shows me the endings, the emotional endings, the disclosure. Maybe perhaps there's been a separation. Perhaps there's someone that has recently moved out. But what I have here is the Magician. And the Magician is the highest card in the deck. And it's falling into your house of the home. This is everything you want, everything you desire. It's on the table before you. This shows me all these things that you don't want to do. You don't want to put the work into the home. You don't want to put the energy in the home. You don't want to do that. You're absolutely going to do this. This is tying back into those renovations that I saw. You're absolutely going to do this. Okay? So, it may not be the first quarter. I have a feeling a lot of Gemini, you're not going to get started on this undertaking until the second quarter. But you are taking hold of the home. You're making it yours. You're personalizing it. You're renovating. You're doing things differently. Whatever end of emotional cycle is there, whatever is left there that is pulling you down, you're going to be rid of that. Okay, so it's personalizing, making the home yours in 2020. All right, rounding up into the fifth house of love. Do we see for the love life of Gemini? Oh, decisions to be made and more than one wish granted. Kind of some of that energy of the Magician from the home life is coming up into the love life of Gemini. Okay. For some of you, there is going to be a separation. I'm just going to throw this out there, but I described this separation as temporary. Okay. So Gemini in the house of love for 2020. One of those cards jumped out of this. The one that jumped out at you was the World. The Four of Swords. You're not getting your notifications. Okay. My YouTubers out there, I'm getting this complaint a lot. It comes from the bell. When you subscribe, the best thing I can do is tell you to unsubscribe, resubscribe, and then hit that bell and see if that will fix. That's what I'm getting from people that the notifications have stopped on. Okay. So, what do we have here in the world? Of course, the world is your oyster. There's the need for rest. It shows that it's going to be good. Okay, this is in love life. Like I said, there's more than one wish granted here. And there's a move. Someone moving in, someone moving out. Now, this is twofold. For some of my Geminis, I do see a temporary separation. Really want to stress the word temporary. Okay? For others of you, because we have those small wishes granted, and we're going back and we're tying this back into the fourth house of home and the changes that I see there. This could be someone moving in your home. This could be the birth and a new beginning in the love life. But either way, the love life is looking good with more than one wish granted. And like I said, for those of you that might panic and there might be a separation, temporary, temporary, temporary. It's not permanent. Okay? And I know you're tired of hearing me say this if you've ever had a reading with me. Sometimes those separations kind of need to happen in order to move a relationship forward. It's kind of like a stumbling block. I'm telling you, it's like a pothole in the road, you know? So don't panic there. All right, rounding up into the sixth house. Sixth house is your house of health, well-being, how things are going there. There's good news arriving, okay? So perhaps some of you have been waiting for test results or something going on. There is good news arriving there. There we go again. There's more than one wish granted in this section, and it's that getting things under control. Now, you know, this is never to be substituted for medical advice, but overall, I'm seeing good news, new beginnings, and you really taking this section of your life by the reins, okay? So, let's take a look. Gemini, your well-being, your health, 2020. Okay, we have. Well, hopefully, Blue Eyes, that will fix it. All right, we have the Four of Wands. We have the Ten of Wands. And we have the Queen of Wands. There are no red flags or warnings here in this category, which I love seeing. Four of Wands indicating everything is going well. Like I said, you're getting things under control. Ten of Wands, overcoming obstacles. That's that good news that's arriving. And the Queen of Wands showing balance is there. So, I mean, it's kind of like a perfect even kill. Like I said, not to be substitute for any medical advice, but from what I can see, this is going really well for Gemini for the entire year of 2020, from January through December. Looking good. Coming up into the seventh house for Gemini. Seventh house, this is your area of marriage and contracts. Okay? Oh, thank you. I don't know what's going on with the notifications. I know some people are complaining they're not getting them. And I had one that emailed me, unsubscribe or resubscribe, and hit the bell again, and that worked for her. So hopefully that's the reset. Let me know if it does work, okay? Now, and if not, I mean, I'm going to try to do a couple more of these live today, but if not, you know we go live on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. So let me know if you get those notifications. So Gemini, rounding into your seventh house of marriage and contracts. You're hopeful, but you're a little bit disappointed as well. So let's take a look here what we got going on. Marriage and contracts for Gemini for 2020. We have the Moon, we have the Five of Pentacles, and we have the Six of Cups. So, in order of marriage, I'm not going to say it's not impossible. I can't say that you're a sign that jumps up and down for engagements and weddings for me. To be honest, I think it's on your list of to-do things, but can't say it's a priority for you guys in 2020. In order of marriage or relationships, honestly, and I know you, Gemini, you probably don't want to hear this, but I really feel there's a past connection here. Okay? This could be a past relationship, someone you were involved with in the past, but definitely a past connection. In order of contracts, you're walking away from financial problems. Okay, so this shows me contracts are going well. This could be involving loans, investments, long-term savings account, mutual funds, things of that nature. Something of the long term, something that contracted you assigned, definitely going into your favor. So things looking well there for 2020. Moving along into your 8th house. This is the area of endings and wishes. I don't want to say the area of death, but it kind of is. It's the end of situations and what is going to end and what you have coming up in wishes. And we've already seen, Gemini, this is definitely a strong year for wishes being granted for you guys. Okay. And what I see here is good luck and abundance. And I really want to stress the word abundance here because it just kind of shows your cups are overflowing. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. This is an ending in wishes. And but there's still some of that restless energy, that need for contentment that's pulling me back to the first of the reading of that self, of moving forward and finding the balance that you need. And like I said, for whatever reason, I mean, I'm up into the middle of your year and I'm looking and it's still that scattered energy and that restless energy for Gemini continues to be a problem. But now looking at endings and your wishes for the 8th house of Gemini. Gemini, you have the 8 of Pentacles in the 8th house. You have the Ace of Cups and you have the Hierophant. 8 of Pentacles in addition to, okay? So this is the end of a negative cycle in your financial situation. And like I said, I really cannot stress enough how strong financially Gemini is coming out for the year 2020. Ace of Cups and the Hierophant combination shows me, yes, 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 Gemini, you get more than one wish granted. Really, really strong manifestation energy in Gemini. See that here with the Hierophant, as far as you being able to manifest what you want and desire. New beginnings in the love life. And when I say cup overflowing, notice you've got the Ace of Cups, and this is in summer. Like I said, I'm in the middle of year, so this is appropriate. Okay, abundance, cups overflowing, wishes granted, major manifestation energy throughout the year of 2020. But for Gemini, I'm going to say June to December are going to be significant there. Now, how do you manifest what you want? You take what you want and desire, and you pretend that you already have it. Keep that positive energy and that energy of abundance flowing. So yes, ending of financial struggles is where I see your endings at. Manifestation is strong. Of good luck and abundance, cup overflowing. So, Gemini, rounding up into your 9th house. Your 9th house is what you're capable of. This is your abilities. This is your strength. What is going on there? Okay. Going back to that travel that I saw in transportation and communications in the 3rd house, we're kind of parallel to that 3rd house. I'm seeing travel out of state, crossing state lines. So not really traveling abroad. I'm not going to say none of you won't, but I'm seeing more out of state trips. I'm seeing strength on your side. What am I seeing? Total and complete happiness. Kind of whimsical trips. Some of them planned, some of them not so much. Let's get in the car, let's go. Love it. So let's see, what do we have for abilities in Gemini for 2020? And like I said, I really hope you'll join me from the beginning to the end, because a lot of these houses will begin to tie into each other as we're coming up on the end of things, and will resonate with you on what I'm talking about on the whole picture for 2020. We have the Sun, we have the 2 of Pentacles, and we have the 6 of Wands. Wonderful, wonderful energy. So where's your strength? First of all, you've got strength in the strength house. It's travel. It's entertainment. It's the sun shining brightly in all that you do. Perhaps you're going south. Perhaps you're headed to a sunny state. Then we have the balance there, okay? Financially, juggling. You're not strapped for money, but like I said, these trips that I'm seeing, A lot of them whimsical, last minute, get in the car, let's go, let's do this. You know what they say, that whole YOLO, you only live once? Let's make it happen. Next to that, we have victory, total success. Okay. This also shows travel, but it also shows you surrounded by people that you're not normally surrounded by. You guys are living it up. You're living it to the fullest. I love seeing this. Okay. And like I said, this is in your ninth house of what you are capable of. And this is what I'm seeing for 2020. Now, this energy of the travel and whatnot spreads throughout the year from January to December. So be open, keep a bag packed, be ready to roll. All right, Gemini, coming up into your 10th house. 10th house, we're looking at business, work, career, things of that nature. I see you're keeping it positive, but I also see that you're struggling with motivation. Okay? Well, I already know that you're strong in the finances, so let's see where you're at with work. I will be taking a direct look at your love life at the end of this video, by the way, because I know it's one of the most popular categories in psychic readings for me. So just to put that out there. King of Swords, the Knight of Pentacles, the Emperor. You're strong. You're strong in business. You're strong in working career. Taking authority, putting your foot down. Some of you may be taking a position of a supervisor. Management, barking those orders, getting things done, telling them how to do it. Some of you could be teachers and leaders, coming in very strong for Gemini for 2020. Knight of Pentacles, offering up a good, strong business deal. And there is the Emperor, but the Emperor is you, Gemini, in this category, in this 10th house. Business, working career, this is you. You are the dominant person. You are the one in control. You are the influence. You are the one showing them how things are done. This is a power move for Gemini for the year 2020. And I go back to saying that this is running throughout your year. So with that said, you guys are looking for raises and promotions. This is a year for you to make that happen. Get out your comfort zone. Apply for those bigger positions. Know that you deserve it. And it's not all about education. Sometimes it's experience that will land you those management positions. But you are very, very strong in work and career. This is where your dominance is coming through at. So, rounding up into the 11th house. 11th house is on what I call the house of dreams. Wants, desires, things of that nature. You know, I noticed that you guys have got a lot of wishes being granted, but in that 11th house, there's still some self-esteem issues. Okay, there's still that journey inward, tromping all the way back to the first house of self. That journey inward, you guys are still struggling with. But I do see that, you know, it's more towards the end of next year, but you're taking some leaps of faith in the area of self-esteem, okay? For some of you, it's physical, but for more of you, it's internal, okay? Also shows good business deals and being financially stable there. That is shine throughout your reading. That's like a dream come true for you, but your dream for yourself, that journey inward, being where you want to be, finding your self-worth. This is going to be something you work out throughout the year 2020, but for whatever reason, coming into the last quarter of 2020 is when I really see you hitting this hard and saying, you know what, something's got to give and something has got to change. And that's going to be a wonderful change for Gemini. Popped in to say hello. I'm glad you did, Miss Sharon. Page of Swords, the Knight of Swords, and the Five of Wands. Yes, you guys are going to take action on this. I'm also, and to throw this out there, when I pick up any kind of other energy, there's a Taurus type energy. So perhaps there's going to be a friend that's a Taurus or someone that's close to you as a Taurus that's going to compel you, that's going to help you. Or maybe, you know what they say, that bee that says, look, you need to adjust your attitude. You need to do this. You need to do that. But there is a Taurus type energy here. It does show the quest for happiness and your determination to find it. Now, considering I see that your motivation is a little bit off and you're strong in work and career, but yet the motivation's off. This tells me you're going to be successful. Knight of Swords shows me that something's going to come rushing in, and there is the Five of Wands. Five of Wands in an obstacle. This is just what I said, and it may be a Taurus. Don't hold me to that. That's just the energy I see. This is someone calling you out. Okay? This is someone when you're sitting back saying, but I am happy and I am content. They're going, no, you're not. Yep, we do have some Taurus going on here in Gemini. Yes. So, this may be that person, that one person who will say, you may have it all financially, you may have it going on in work and career, but your internal happiness or you being happy is a problem. Okay? But you're going to address that. So, Gemini, you're coming in strong. So, rounding up into your 12th house. In the 12th house, I'm not going to say it's the area of problems. It's the kind of that, any red flags, warnings, the warnings that you need to know through 2020. Okay? So, what I see in your 12th house, I'm going to be honest with you, Gemini, and you guys are the twins. It's going to be a little emotional. Okay? And I go back to, where is the challenge in Gemini for 2020? Internally. It's emotional. It's internally. So where is the struggle? Where is the red flag? It's on emotions. It's up and down. It's up and down. It's healing. It's branching out. It's warning yourself. This is a year of tapping into who you are. Okay? So Gemini. Yeah. Do y'all watch your weekly videos? How many times do I pull this on Gemini? Y'all could have this tattooed on you, literally. And we have the Two of Wands and we have the Queen of Pentacles. So what is this telling you? This is it. This, look here, Gemini. It is what I call, this is the Eight of Swords. It is what I call the card of self-imposed restrictions. And I say this because when you look at the card, you will see no one is holding you back but you. Okay? You guys, I know the world had popped out on you, and it does show the world is your oyster. It shows your 2020 is bright. But you need to get out of your own head, and you need to get out of your emotions. Two of Wands. Decisions to make. What I like, you're choosing to move forward. And like I said, I go back to, it might be a person that calls you out on this. You've got everything you want and need. Financially, materialistically, everything is great there, but 2020 is going to be about focusing on you and your happiness. What things make you happy? These trips, I see total and complete happiness there with these trips. Things going well, the whimsical things. And I think this might go back in hand with your motivation that you're doing things on a whim, but it makes you happy. So Gemini, take away from this video that one thing you need to do in 2020 is make you happy. So here it is. What do you need to know for 2020? The who, what, when, where, and why. The Star. The Nine of Coins. Nine of Pentacles. Gemini and Gemini. Huge message here. Here's your answer. What do you need to know for 2020? Very simple. One wish after another is being granted. One wish after another. Some have delays. They will happen in 2020. This is a year about getting what you want. Financial independence and abundance. Abundance. Super strong financial year for Gemini. There is Gemini and Gemini. Look at you guys. You're sitting on the throne. You're taking authority. You've got the money in hand. Okay? This is working on you, and this is owning this year and making the year about you. It's a pretty fantastic way to wrap up what you need to know for 2020. Now, I've got the romance angels here because I know a lot of you, there is a focus on the love life, and I do see a temporary separation in the love life for Gemini, and I really want to stress out there that this is temporary. 3 cards, throwing it down. Your love life. 2020. All right. Now, do you remember I think it was the marriage and contracts? Your 7th house is where it said that there's going to be a past communication, a past reconnection there. There it is. Past life relationship. You have known each other before. someone from the past, someone that reminds you of someone from the past, but there's definitely a past connection with your love life. Engagement. Your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. Don't really see marriage for Gemini in 2020. It is possible for 2021, but an engagement is present for a lot of you. Healing family issues. Your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. It doesn't necessarily have to be your parents. Okay? There's someone in your love, not necessarily in your love life. Let's look at where I pulled. I think the lovers came out in the home. Loved ones. There's some healing there that has to happen. And sometimes it's forgiveness, Gemini. And there's something I want to say to Gemini, because you're a sign that's really hard to open your heart. That you have to open your heart and to forgive. And this is loved ones, family members, friends, things like that. But it doesn't mean you have to go up to them and say, I forgive you. You've got to do it here. It's got to come from here. Okay? That's that whole journey inward and helping you guys move forward. So, Gemini, Merry Christmas from me to you. Don't forget to go back and check out where you come out for your year 2019. Please remember this video is available to you throughout the year. So if you run up onto a house or a category that you may be struggling in, that you can go back and use this as a point of reference, and we will pick up from there. But I thank you for joining me. I'll see you tomorrow night for the weekly check-in. And coming up next, we will be doing Cancer. Bye, guys.